Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Mario Kart 64 All Cup Skips Tournament. Tonight we have a round 2 matchup between Hattok and MrPitt. Both players losing their first round matchup. Should be an interesting one tonight. Hattok has a PB in this category of 30.07 and MrPitt has a 37.30 posted on speedrun. Seem to remember him posting on Discord a slightly faster time than that. I could be wrong though. Yeah, you would think that Hattok would be the favorite tonight, but in this category, it really can be anyone's win. Huge potential for upsets in this category in a race format. So should be an entertaining one. So just give us a couple seconds here. We'll get them counted down and synced up and get started. So the run should be starting any second now. As you can see, Hattok playing on the Japanese version and Pitt playing on the US version. Some pretty big differences, mostly on Luigi Raceway, but it will depend on what strats they end up using. See if that time difference is really realized from the version difference. So Hattok going back at the start to mess with the checkpoints on this track. That tells me he's going for red shells, looks like. Gets the golden shroom though, which is the worst item to get. Pitt looking like he's driving non-shortcuts so far. See if he goes for a blue shell. Hattok gets a shroom. He's gonna fire that off. Looks like he's probably gonna try for the blue shell here. He does. Pitt also gets the blue shell. So both players are going to be using the blue shell, which is actually pretty great because you're going to see exactly the version difference. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but they're both going to be using a blue shell at the end of this lap. You can see hits the banana. Oh, hits the banana and misses the blue shell. Hattok gets it, and you can see he gets stuck on top, but he didn't get the checkpoint. Wow, okay, so Pitt missing the blue shell altogether. If he had hit it, he would have fallen through the hill into this tunnel here, and Hattok being on the Japanese version gets stuck on top. You need to go over a specific polygon seam to mess with the checkpoints on this track. Hattok obviously just missing it. And so it placed him in front of the finish line instead of behind it, so didn't skip the lap. And Pitt is going to come across about 8 seconds ahead. Honestly, a pretty standard race Luigi Raceway. This track rarely goes well for most of us. Yeah, Pitt's timer apparently not showing. I don't know what's happening. Did he accidentally Did he accidentally stop it? But anyways, maybe Pitt can get that sorted out. But Moo Farm, no shortcuts, just driving as best you can, avoid the moles. Hattok has a boo, so he gets to go through the mole patch. I mean, luckily with the video feeds are synced up, so we can kind of see who's ahead and behind without the timers, but just the end time is going to be a little wonky. So Hattok gaining back a couple seconds on that track. Hattok is much higher ranked in non-shortcut driving, so you're probably going to see that on most of the non-shortcut tracks. He will be gaining some time on Pitt. But the time swings on a non-shortcut track are much smaller than on the shortcut ones. It is? Okay, I'll ask. Yeah, so you're going to see Hattok here try to do... Alright, well... Classic fail, spinning out on top of the ramp. But at the end of Koopa Troopa Beach, there is a finish line glitch, essentially a badly mapped polygon to the right of the finish line. If you trigger an item when you're on that polygon, the game thinks you're an entire lap behind, and you can actually get an 8th place item. You can see on Pitt's side it did change to 8th place, but he didn't trigger the item at the right time. Hattok there, much too far left, but I think he was probably afraid of spinning out again, so he didn't try to fix that. Probably a smart decision, actually, judging by the trajectory he had on that one. Both getting in the tunnel clean all 3 laps. Pitt going for items again. Possibly thinking he was on lap 2 or something. But again, Hattok getting back a good 3 seconds. Hattok with a pretty bad lap 2 there. He spun out and got stuck out of bounds. So this is a track that can have some pretty high time swings. Both sandbag firearms. Pitt gets the star right away. Hattok getting a blue shell. Yeah, probably smart to just not use it. Just keep it. Hopefully he gets a star here, then he'd actually be able to do kind of a cool strat. No, it doesn't get the star. Unlucky. So Hattok, if he gets a star here, will actually still be in the lead, and he is. He does get the star, and he's in the lead. Just barely further down the track than MrPitt. Pitt having to wait for the train really caught Hattok up there. So they'll go into this tunnel. This is actually an Easter egg that the developers put in the game, where if you cross the finish line in the tunnel with a star, the finish line will actually function properly. They intended you to go into the tracks right where Hattok is and drive through the correct way, but we abused the mechanic by driving in backwards, turning around, triggering the star, and it skips a lap. So Hattok's going to reset at the end of that race, skip all the trophy ceremony. Hattok has a small lead after the first cup. Both players as well electing to lose the little bit of time it takes to select Toad from the character select screen. Toad, Peach, and Yoshi are all the exact same speed, have the exact same stats. Toad being slightly lighter, so he gets bumped around by CPUs a little more, but mostly that doesn't matter. Both struggling on Toad's Turnpike. Looks like Pitt's just gonna give up on it and go non-shortcut. We have seen in this tournament that has been a smart decision for some people. Hattok committing to it, and it looks like he's finally gonna head out. Both getting stars as their first item after giving up on it. We'll see if either of them tries to set it up on lap 2, or if they just kind of accept it and drive non-shortcut from here. Hattok with another star. Let's see if Pitt is gonna... Oh, looks like Pitt's gonna try setting it up again. Spins out on the fence. And Hattok gonna set it up again as well. Pitt deciding that it's not worth trying any longer. Hattok the same, one attempt. Keep going. Probably a smart decision from both of them. We have seen people rank out on this track specifically. See if either of them go for it on lap 3. I think Pitt is in a better spot to try for it. He is in first already. He doesn't have to worry about catching up. So he probably has the time in hand to try it one more time on lap 3. And it looks like he is going to try it. And he makes it. So gets through on lap 3. See what Hattok decides to do. Oh, actually, sorry, excuse me. Hattok has decided just to go non-shortcut. Again, probably the smart decision. He wasn't in a very good position with the CPUs to risk the time loss again. But Pitt with a pretty good lead now, about half a lap on Toad's Turnpike. This is one of those tracks where, you know, this can happen to pretty much anyone. This is one of the hardest skips to get right. Followed by the easiest track to get right, Fraps No Land. By far the easiest shortcut in the game. Oh, Pitt falls into the water. So all you have to do is go from the bridge to the snow, don't touch the road. ×3, go to the finish line. Easy peasy. Yeah, this is probably this is the one shortcut that anyone at home could probably go try and get it extremely quickly. Very straightforward. So Hattok catching up a little bit of time because he didn't fall in the water like Pitt did, but still has some work to do. Choco Mountain. I would wonder if Pitt is going to go for shortcuts on this track. I know a lot of people just drive this non-shortcut. I haven't seen his previous races, so I don't know what he goes for here. Looks like he's... he looked like he was kind of angling to go for the hill jump, but no, he's just going to drive it non-shortcut. Does have a lead. It's a bit safer, especially because Hattok has to go for them, I think. Misses the hill jump. Mario in his way a little bit. CPU's placing items in his way. Alright, he gets the shortcut. So I think smartly holding on to this red shell here. Normally the best place to use a shroom is around the first corner, but that red shell does not break on that wall. Hattok struggling with the wall jumps. He's just going to go non-shortcut for this lap. So Pitt driving non-shortcut, actually saving time over Hattok at this point. If Hattok does manage to get that wall jump on lap 3 though, it could save a little bit of time still. Misses it again. And he's going to drive around non-shortcut. So he actually, Hattok unfortunately there losing time over if he just drove non-shortcut. But it's Choco. The shortcuts do save quite a bit of time. It's just kind of what happens sometimes on this track. Pitt, I would expect, probably going non-shortcut on this track either. I would think Hattok as well, both going non-shortcut. There are shortcuts on Mario Raceway. One that's very difficult, jumping over the wall with a red shell, doing that on all 3 laps. And then there's also a wall jump, beginning of the lap, just the corner Hattok's going around right now. You can shroom off to the right. Pitt actually has a shroom. We'll see if he goes for it. Decides not to. Shroom's in a very unusual spot. Spinning out on that as well. Yeah, Pitt not going across the grass, maybe not realizing that it's faster to go across there even without a shroom. Crosses with the 125, resets again, and now he goes to probably the second highest variance track in skips, Wario Stadium. See, Hattok actually saved about 10 seconds on that track. Actually really not that far behind. Just essentially the start sequence of Wario Stadium is all Hattok is behind at this point. And, one shortcut and he'll be tied. Oh, Pitt making it over. Hattok struggling to get over the first wall. Hattok getting over the second wall. There's one lap for each of them. Pitt really struggling to get over the second wall. Makes it as soon as I draw attention to it. The reverse commentator's curse. And now we're basically tied. And yeah, exactly tied. This is what Wario Stadium does. And Hattok takes the lead. 49-second time, pretty decent for a race. I think most of us would probably take that in PB attempts even. Pitt struggling to get over this wall. Such a common occurrence on Wario Stadium. This is such a run killer. Just getting 0 framed. There is a chance, just an unlucky chance. This wall jump is 1 or 2 frames depending on where you start out. There we go, Pitt gets across. Not too far behind, still definitely recoverable. But yeah, sometimes your cart travels further in one frame than the window you have to jump, which is why we call it 0 frame, because your 1 frame window became 0 frames and you just tumble. So Pitt basically a lap behind, a little more than a lap, which there are plenty of tracks left to make up that time. He's struggling a little bit, almost went into the water. The water on this track is way worse than any other track because you don't just get picked up by Lakitu, you get frozen in the water. And so it actually loses about 8 seconds to fall in the water. And there goes Pitt into the water. You can see you get frozen in an ice cube, and it just takes forever. He needs to be careful. He's in 4th place, although he does have 2 laps to catch up. Basically, to progress to the next track, the game forces you to get 4th place or better. So if you get below 4th place, you do have to redo the track. So Royal Raceway does have 2 shortcuts on it. We'll see if Hattok goes for the second one. Everybody will go for the first one, but the second one doesn't save a huge amount of time, and certain players just consider it a bit too risky, so don't go for it. See if Hattok does. He doesn't. So the second shortcut is to veer off to the left off that ramp and sort of land on the bank near this part of the track he's on now, and Lakitu will warp you back over there. The first shortcut works because you hit that part of the bank and the game assumes you fell off the ramp into the water, and so it places you back up to where it thinks you must have come from. Pretty simple shortcut. Not sure what happened to Pitt there. Was he sandbagging for items, perhaps? So Pitt taking his time to actually line up this shortcut. There is a specific texture that you can aim for when you're lining it up like that. Just a bit safer, obviously loses time, but saves a lot of time over trying to YOLO into it and missing. So yeah, all the lightweights have the exact same stats, except Toad is very slightly lighter. But that doesn't have any speed benefits at all. Yoshi is the fastest to pick on the character screen, so most people use that for 150cc. But some people think it's worth it to drive with one of the other two and take the second time loss on each reset. Hit with the large bounces off the ramp. So Bowser's Castle, Hattok getting a Boo, which is the absolute best item you can get on this track, because you can just use it to go right through the thwomps. The thwomps are on cycles, but the CPUs love to put items in horrible places, specifically that bridge Hattok just went over, where you just cannot avoid them. They will just put them, they're evil. And so a Boo not only allows you to get through the thwomps totally fine without having to know what cycle they're on, but also you go through all the items in the horrible places. There's you'll see him activate it right before the 3 thwomps in this room, and that'll carry him all the way through to the bridge, so he doesn't have to worry about items. And you can see, actually, there were a couple bananas on the left side, which is usually a safe place for the items to be because you're typically bouncing off the wall on the right. He also gets another boo. So yeah, Hattok pretty much getting the perfect RNG for what you want on this track. Shrooms obviously save time, but just the safety of not having to worry about the thwomps or the items is just is so nice on this track. Pitt hitting some thwomps, getting hit by DK. Ooh. I think he'll take the spin out over falling into the lava. Hattok coming across to finish Star Cup, off to the final cup, special cup. Peach getting nailed by the fake on Pitt's screen. Pretty lucky too. I think the angle he had, Pitt was probably going to hit that fake if she didn't. Hit into the thwomps. Needs to be careful. He's in second place. Also got stuck in the thwomp, I think? Didn't get squished, but like got stuck. He's really struggling here. Third place. Fourth place. So if you finish... Oh, into the lava! Hattok, meanwhile, doing the DK shortcut. The finish line extends into the cave. So if you go out of bounds, you can just clip it. Fifth, don't fall in the lava pit. Has the red shell to take out Mario. So on the last track, even though we reset to skip the trophy ceremony, if you get fifth, the game still wouldn't let you progress normally. So you do still have to get fourth or better on the last track. You can't just reset and say, I finished the track, that's good enough. You still need to have advanced the cup. Hattok finishing up DK. I was too busy watching Pitt, but looks like he had a little bit of trouble on a couple of the shortcuts. Minute 13's a bit over what you'd typically expect. But he does have essentially a full track lead at this point, so he's got a bit of a buffer. So Yoshi Valley, you'll see the players... Oh, Hattok actually going for triple shrooms. Gets a golden shroom, so yeah, gonna hold on to that. Probably a good idea. So what he's gonna do is go on the right path, the far right path, because for some reason only this path allows you to do a shortcut that he's gonna go for right now. Gonna take his time and line it up. Jump off into the canyon and cross the finish line. So the finish line extends into the canyon if you hit the wall in just the right place, and only if you go the far right path and hit the wall in just the right spot, it will trigger the lap. And then it places you on the track backwards for some reason. You can just turn around real quick. And yeah, N64 era, zooming out the camera reduces the detail level on certain items and sprites further away. So it reduces lag because it's not having to load as much detail in. Hattok, as you can see, hitting that specific spot on the wall, skips the lap as soon as you get put down. The trick what he was going for at the beginning, he was trying to get triple shrooms, and you can do that on all 3 laps, and it saves a lot of time. But it's not all that likely. Banshee Boardwalk, another non-shortcut track. One of the best ones, though, so it's okay that we have to drive it. But very narrow. CPUs, again, like putting items in some pretty horrible places. Specifically, this zigzag, they tend to enjoy putting ones there, and then right where you land on that drop-off, they like to put bananas. So very, very easy to get hit by items. Pitt driving past the point that he needed to be at. Back up and try again here. He also has a star, so he can do the second shortcut that Hattok did. You can do that with a star or shrooms. Pitt uses the star. Maybe not realizing he can do that shortcut with a star, or yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe just not confident in getting that shortcut with a star. It is a bit of a different feel to it, I guess. As you can see there, I actually like that. On the US version, when you trigger the final lap on lap 3 in the canyon like that, it warps you up to the finish line as if you finished the race up there instead of the canyon. On the JP version, you just kind of get stuck down in the canyon and the camera doesn't quite know how to handle it. So Hattok onto the final track, Rainbow Road. And yeah, believe it or not, a comeback really is still possible. There's a very crucial skip at the end of the lap. Hattok, though, jumping over, just barely making it over that fence. And just barely not clearing the track on the landing, too. Very tight there. So Hattok is going to be trying to get all the items on the way, looking for green shells. Gets the triple greens, which isn't ideal. Getting this shortcut, he's going to go for with triple greens. At least I find much more difficult. Timing on it is weird for some reason. Pitt falling into the water in the bad house. Hattok with 4 green shells, so he's got lots of opportunity to get this shortcut. So you want to line it up. He's going to shoot a green shell into the fence, and he's going to try to hit it. Nails it, and he's going to cross the finish line off the track. And then Lakitu is going to pick him up and place him back down where he started. And now the game thinks he's at the end of lap 2. So all he has to do is do that one more time, and then drive to the finish line. Nails it again. So that is going to be it for Hattok. He's going to finish with a 32-11. Very solid run from Hattok. I'm not sure what his time was in the first race, but it wasn't that far off. No, Hattok's PB is a 30.07. Yeah, Pitt going for the CPU jump. Hits the that was the 3rd place CPU jump, wasn't it? Lands lower down on the spiral. Also gets a green shell immediately, gets rid of it, which tells me that's he probably doesn't go for green shell skip.
Never miss that shit, not in a match.
Or at least thinking that in this scenario he is close enough to PB that yeah, I'm gonna switch to Pit. Switch off of Pit. I don't know what was in the background there, but there was something. I don't know if we can get Hattok into the chat here.
Ah, damn, missed. Okay, that's fine. I can cover it.
I'm just gonna click undone on Hattok because it keeps switching back to Pit. I'm gonna send Hattok right here. He's holding on to this green, so it looks like he might be going for it on the final lap here.
Hello. Yep. Hey, what's up?
How's it going, man? Congrats.
Oh, good. Yeah, what a really weird start to the race, actually. Up until Wario Stadium, I was really like, what the heck is going on? I couldn't get Toad's Turnpike going, and I was like, oh man. Yeah, luckily I came back after, it's like Wario Stadium like that. I had a really good one last race too. I went through pretty good, and then that was when I started feeling that confidence come back, because Luigi Raceway didn't go the way I wanted to. I got that golden mushroom.
Yeah.
I was spun out, went out of bounds for Koopa Troopa Beach, and then like I at least had a good Calamari Desert, but I was like, man, I'm like way behind right now. Yeah. And then as soon as I didn't make Toad's Turnpike, I was like, oh, I might be in trouble here. So I just kept going.
Yeah, Toad's Turnpike was rough for both of you. As Pit Kyles it off the downhill on Royal Raceway.
Ooh, yeah, hate to see it. He done Kyled. Yeah, but still good race. Yeah, I was kind of sweating there for the first half. And then
you both had a rough time on Toad's Turnpike. And, but both got stars pretty quick on Calamari. Yeah, you guys were having like really similar races up until Wario Stadium, and then Pit was really struggling on that one, and you made it over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was good. Then I had a good Royal Raceway. Wario Stadium was good. What else? DKJP. I've actually, I don't know, I like found my groove with DKJP. Yoshi Valley. Now that I know that right side skip works on the third lap, I feel like, man, like so dumb that I didn't get that the last time. So
well, you didn't need it this time. You had that.
I didn't need it because I nailed it with the Super Shroom. Yeah, so I got some good luck. It's, just other minor mistakes, but yeah, the first half is really what killed my run.
Yeah. Yeah, so 32-11, considering some of the stuff that happened in this run, 32-11 is actually really not bad.
Yeah, I was glad to nail the green shells right away. I lost the spot in the last race, and I was like, oh boy. But after watching a few races, I just relearned the spot. So just so that green just rides up parallel to the stars, and then you can just hop over. So feeling confident again.
So Pit finishes off with a 37.33. His PB on speedrun.com is 37.30.
What? Oh,
so
man.
Just misses the PB.
GG still, Mr. Pitt. You're giving me a run for my money there for a little bit. Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, it's well done from both of you guys. Quite an entertaining first half of the run, and then Pitt unfortunately running into some pretty hefty trouble in the second half.
Yeah, I think he was having a tough time on Bowser's Castle there. I was rooting for him to make it. So good to see a completion.
Yeah, it's good. Also, he improves his time over the last race quite a bit. So.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, big time. Yeah, this will be an interesting rest of the tournament. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be pretty entertaining. We haven't had a dull race yet, so as far as I've seen. So,
yeah, seriously. Yeah, there's no like we might think like, oh no, the seeds are kind of unfair, but it's really anybody's game.
It is, yeah. That's the great thing about the category. It just I mean, Pitt was in the lead for the first half of the race against someone much higher ranked than him, and yeah,
he was keeping up. He was keeping up. Mad props to him.
Because there are just those tracks, like you said, Luigi Raceway. One thing doesn't go right, suddenly you're losing a minute.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I pretty much just maybe wait for triple reds, like 3 items, and if I get like a star or like a super shroom, I'm out of there. Because then I have to like make up time. So it's really tough to say like how much longer should I go? And then Toad's Turnpike is like once they're halfway down the lap, you really got to struggle to get up there. Back again. Luckily, I got a couple stars in a row, so that helped.
There's that decision you got to make, which I think both of you made the right decision to abandon it and just go non-shortcut.
No doubt. I felt bad because Kazuya didn't make it. I was like, wait, I have to go. I have to get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw MrPitt.
Yeah, I think he's coming in.
Yeah. See if we can interview with him. So while we're waiting for him, I will let everybody know at 9 o'clock. So a little less than 20 minutes from now, we do have another race. I'm going to be commentating again. Matthew versus Kazuya. Should be another good one. MrPitt, hello.
Hello.
It's quite the race.
Yeah, for once I've actually gotten something.
Yeah, you were ahead for the first half. I was actually sweating quite a bit going in.
Yeah, I was glad I was. That sucked that I missed that Toad's Turnpike one. I was trying to go for it, but it missed. Even though I got 2 times right before the match started.
Yeah, and you nailed it lap 3, and then I was like really sweating. I'm like, uh-oh, I need to make like a big Choco Mountain or something, and then I could not hit the wall just right, and CPU started getting in the way, and then it was over. I just had to drive around.
I decided to do that non-shortcut. That's been my strong shoes, just doing a non-shortcut as well as Mario Raceway.
Absolutely.
I was going to jump there, but like Peach and Bowser were just like, nah, you ain't having that, pal.
Yeah, not today.
Not today. I got it once in a run before, but I was gonna go for it again, but nope. And then I got that CPU jump. I was mad I missed it last time. I was like, I'm going bigger going home this time around.
Heck yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I do Mario Raceway non-shortcut too.
Right. And I had that green shell, but I missed that. I need to work on that more.
Yeah, it's tough. Once you find the spot, you can get in the groove.
Yeah. Wario Stadium actually wasn't that bad either.
For you on that Bowser's Castle.
Yeah. It was going good, and then I got a couple falls, and then that darn thwomp caught me in a spot there, and I had to get out of it, and I couldn't turn.
Yeah, that was really weird. He came down and didn't squish you, but you kind of
it got me clipped in a little bit, but kept me like shaking.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It was like, because I think he came down on the back of your cart, so you almost had the kind of thing that happens with a snag boost, where your hitbox was stuck on his.
Whoa, that's weird. That's weird. I'll have to go back and see that. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, so he didn't get smashed, but he got like snagged. He
didn't get squished. So as soon as the thwomp went back up, he was free to go again. That was really odd.
Yeah. That fence jump, I fired that backwards 2-hit is what I call it, but I got the 2 jumps successfully on Yoshi Valley, which for my last run I didn't have it in. After I practiced that enough. I'm glad
Yeah,
the
so
CPUs
they
were
were,
there, or else I would have been screwed. But I
Yeah.
was late doing it first shot, so luckily that came in clutch.
Oh yeah, did you get it? I missed that part.
Yeah, I got both of them correct for the first lap and
Nice.
then the third lap.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice work.
I noticed you had a star on Yoshi Valley, but didn't go
I
for
did,
the
yeah.
shortcut.
I was surprised I actually got the jump also after it too. Which luckily I never get a star in that point. And I got star on KD like straight off too, which I was like, what is this luck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got like some mushrooms. I was hoping for triple reds because I can go for that, but I at least got the star like towards the end of the map, at the end of the lap rather.
Right, I was gonna
lucky.
go for shell, or I was gonna go for red shells because I've only gotten it once in a run, but luckily the star came in first, so it stopped me
Yeah.
from doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Star is good.
Yeah, I was surprised on Yoshi Valley that you didn't use the star to do the shortcut into the canyon at the beginning of the lap.
Yeah, I'm not really good at that one. That's why I just opt for the 2 jumps.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that.
Which
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sad I missed the PB by much, but that shell.
Oh yeah, you were so close. Within a few seconds, right?
Yeah, it was I ended the run with a 46.4 plus.
Okay, so you did get a
Okay.
PB that's not on speedrun.com yet then.
True.
Yeah, it's not on speedrun.com. I just haven't added it.
I thought I remembered seeing you post that.
Yeah, he did post a bit drastically better time.
47, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I was
Heck yeah.
expecting something good there, but oh well.
You'll get a fat PB in one of these races for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
I know, right?
If not beforehand.
Well, thank you guys so much for an awesome race.
Yeah, thank you for commentating, and I'll see you in the chat.
Yeah. So in about just over 10 more minutes, we do have another race on this same channel. I'm not sure if SpeedGaming is gonna go offline or not, but either way, hope to see you guys back. Thanks again, guys.
Take care. Thanks again, Smurfy, and GG, MrPitt.
Yeah, and so yeah,
that was a good race.
we'll see you guys for the next one.
Peace.